Learning a speed solving method can be a very difficult task because there is so much new knowledge and information to learn. And ZZ, despite being one of and potentially the fastest 3x3 method, can be especially difficult due to a lack of resources. So in this video, I'm going to try to go over the basic steps of ZZ and how I would attempt to learn it as a beginner in order to help anyone who wants to get into the method in the future. ZZ method has 3 basic steps: EO cross, F2L, and lost layer, and like any method there are beginner and advanced versions of these. So, to anyone who wants to get into and learn how to use the ZZ method, the first thing I recommend learning is beginner EO cross. I'm not going to explain exactly how edge orientation works in this video, but I will link a great video in the description of how you can learn it. But the basics are that there are 2 types of edges on the cube. Those that can be solved without turning the front or back sides, and those which require it. And at the start, you'll detect which edges require this, and you'll fix them by collecting them on the front or back and solving them with a turn. For example, in this scramble, I can detect that these 4 edges are bad, so I will put them all on the front, and now I'm going to turn the front. And this means that the rest of the solve will be really fast and rotationless. From here, I can solve the rest of the cross. Once you know how EO works, the next thing you should learn is beginner F2L. This is very similar to how it is in the method called CFOP, and there are about 1 billion good tutorials on it for CFOP out there already, so I'm not really going to cover it. If you want to learn it, just go to a CFOP tutorial, yeah. Once you finish your EO cross and F2L, you should learn how to do OCLL PLL for last layer. This means that you'll start by doing one algorithm, such as this one, or this one, or this one, in order to solve the top side. And then you'll do a second algorithm to solve the rest. For example, this, or this, or this. Once you finish learning beginner ZZ, the next thing that I would go to learn is advanced F2L. In beginner F2L, you would solve a pair in 3 steps. So this pair you might solve like this, which is pretty fast. However, in advanced F2L, you use special tricks for bad cases that mean that you'll never take more than 11 moves per pair. For example, this case, instead of being very inefficient, becomes just like this. Along with or after you learn advanced F2L, you can also learn tricks to make your EO cross a lot more efficient. Instead of doing it in 2 steps of EO and then cross, you can just do it in 1. Making EO cross efficiently can be very complicated, but the simplest technique is pretty simple. What did I just say? Oh my gosh. But take this example where we have these 4 bad edges, and you can bring them all to the front with 1 move. Now, you could do either an F or an F prime. And in this case, we have 1 edge aligned opposite its center, and 2 edges here. This means that if we did an F prime, we could align this one, and now we get 3 cross pieces solved relative to each other, which would be a lot better if we hadn't done it like that. Those counting will have realized that there's only one last step to optimize, which is last layer. In advanced ZZ, last layer, instead of being solved in 2 looks by orienting and then permuting the last layer, is solved in 1 look, which uses something called ZBLL. Now, ZBLL is very advanced, so I don't recommend learning it until everything else is pretty much mastered. But the way it works is very helpful, as instead of solving the last layer with 2 algorithms, which is slow, you can turn that into just 1 algorithm, which is a lot faster. ZBLL has a lot of algorithms, almost 500, so it can be very daunting to learn, but it definitely pays off in speed. On top of that, many cases are very intuitive and easy to learn, so it doesn't feel like as many algorithms. For example, this case, these are the same, and there's a block here. It's just R prime and then Y prime. This case, everything is solved, but these 2 are twisted. It's just soon, oh my god, soon, U2, and then back soon, or this case is just taking out this pair, anti-soon, and then inserting it again. A quick note, however, I only know about 1/4 of ZBLL so far, so if you actually want really good tips, I would recommend asking on ZMS to get advice from people who actually know most or all of ZBLL. Of course, these are just my recommendations. The most important thing when learning anything is a mindset, so you should make sure that you learn steps in the order that you find interesting and you want to do. However, I hope that this can at least provide a basic guideline for anyone who wants to learn and study ZZ and become fast with it. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your improvement.